Hello, and welcome to Tuesday DJ Gig Tips on a Friday, brought to you by Vibo, the music planning app. Today's tip: don't mess with the house system. By all means necessary, don't touch it. Leave it alone. If you didn't install it, just walk away. I was in a situation last weekend at the club where, right at the end of the night, I started getting mad static. And one of the lead ins to my mixing board was broken. And the lead in went into the back of this rack that was built into the wall. I couldn't see where it was plugged in. There's all kinds of Cat 5 cable back there. Real complicated multi-zone system. And what I did was I let the night manager know what was going on. He said, yeah, this definitely needs to be taken care of. The system's under warranty, so we will contact somebody next week and have it taken care of. I went a step further and texted the general manager on Monday, let him know what the problem was. As far as, I'm getting static, it needs to be addressed. He said, hey, we'll get on it. I took it a step even further, and I went in and showed maintenance exactly what was going on with the system. They could physically see there was a problem with some leads. And I was told that engineering would be contacted, and from there, it would be referred to tech and addressed. I did my due diligence, and it's kind of on them now. Do I have a backup plan? If I go in tonight and it wasn't done, I do. But it doesn't involve me unplugging anything or messing with anything on the current system. It involves me just plugging into some open inputs that are exposed on this 7-foot tall rack that I don't understand. It doesn't involve me unplugging anything or taking anything apart or anything like that. Simple plug-in to existing leads. Why do I say don't touch the house system? Some people might say, no, you need to be the person who goes in there and solves problems, makes you valuable. It does. But once you touch a house system, you kind of own it, and any problems that happen thereafter with this system. As soon as I touch this system and start messing with it, something goes wrong, even if it's no fault of my own. Oh, yeah. It was working just fine until Brian the DJ started messing with it. I ain't touching it. That is someone else's problem on a complicated system like that. Why do I feel this way? Well, I learned my lesson earlier this year. Somebody who I'd worked with quite a bit, had a good working relationship with, contacted me, wanted me to go do this sports bar for a friend of his as a favor. Came highly recommended. He's like, oh yeah, Brian, great DJ. He'll take care of you. Had a great night, by the way. I felt like it was a really great night. I felt like the staff was happy. The people there were happy. It was a matter of just kind of showing up, plugging in, and going. Well, not exactly. There wasn't a lot of room to set up, and there was a MacBook Pro in the DJ booth that needed to be moved for me to make room to put my laptop up there and my mixing board. There was nowhere else to put it. There was nobody there who would take ownership of this MacBook Pro. I was told that it belonged to the facility. It was the bar's stuff. So just move it. Just get it out of your way by one of the bouncers. So I moved it. Management wasn't there, by the way. Unplugged the laptop. Literally unplugged a MacBook Pro. The power for it, the lead, the stand. Put it on a shelf down below and plugged my stuff in. Had a great night. Was really happy about things. Got a text the next morning that management was pissed because I unplugged everything in the booth and nothing was working right. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. I unplugged the laptop. Yeah, well, he's pissed. That was the last time I worked at that club. I know another guy who's working at that club now. And he called me and said, hey, look, I was offered a night down there. I said, okay, now whatever you do, don't touch anything in the booth. Don't unplug anything. Nothing. Figure out a way to do what you got to do without touching any of their stuff. Because if you do, you're the bad guy. Usually we know more about the sound system than anybody else there. I mean, management, whatever. Usually that's the case. They don't know much about it. They had somebody come in and put it in. And like I say, as soon as you start messing with it, you're the bad guy if anything goes wrong. So leave it alone. Let the right people know there's a problem and have it addressed by a professional. Even if it's something obvious. I mean, I guess if you can see an obvious problem and you can get away with fixing it, fine. Personally, unless you installed it, I wouldn't touch it. That's just a tip. Something to think about. Especially now that I'm out there kind of doing Clubland stuff now. Sometimes I want to dive in and solve all the problems, but sometimes that's not the way to go. I built a system for TourSource, and I was on the road teching it, and that was different. It was mine. I had ownership of this thing. I designed it, I built it, and I could tech it. That's totally cool. But if I didn't put it together, just take my advice, leave it alone, and let somebody else take care of it. That's it. We'll see you next time. I'm real busy right now. I've got this weekend, I'm working Friday and Saturday at the club. And I've also got company from out of town. We are in the shop doing some pretty ambitious car projects for the next month or so. But I'll still be putting videos out when I can for DJ stuff. In the meantime, there's going to be a lot of car video stuff, and watch them or don't. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you so much. Practice and enjoy.